Well, all right, family. Here we go, round two. We're going to enjoy some technical stuff and in a simplistic sense or in a simplified thing, not technical in super skill stuff, but we're going to, share some more really cool little techniques and things that you can do here. A lot of emphasis on our punching and stuff, but also punch feel. And so let me just wax poetic in the details and stuff, and we'll take it from there, right? Punching at the air, all right, has a lot of benefits. It's really cool. It works your flow. It's very good because you're going to find that there's pros and cons to both sides, okay? So you're going to find that if you're punching a heavy bag, you're punching some kind of actual solid object, you're going to feel really weird when you're not punching a solid object, when your fists are not landing. And vice versa. If you're only ever punching at the air, okay, it's going to feel a little bit weird when you do connect with an actual physical target and stuff. So, of course, what do I recommend? Doing both, having sessions doing both and stuff like that. But for Evil One, all right, the first thing we do is we practice making contact, the distance, and the strike, and all of that stuff. And when you're doing it in the air, you're practicing a little bit more, perhaps some positions, the actual mechanics of the punch as well. Do you fully extend? Do you keep it bent? Are you driving it? Or are you snapping it back? Okay, but the next thing to kind of come with that, okay, it happens automatically at the same time as well, but also specifically accuracy. All right, let me spit it out and let me get there already. Accuracy. And so we, especially when we're just doing it casually and having a good time and just enjoying the process and stuff, it doesn't become. There's some things that don't become very relevant as well as, for example, being so accurate or whatever, or pinpoint or whatnot. But here we are going to do that and stuff like that. So here's one way. All right. So I have that little target. So here I'm not punching at the can. If you look really closely, right alongside the can, okay, is the doorknob. All right. I'm punching at the doorknob. Okay, so I'm trying to remain on line with the doorknob and also at a certain distance. All right, I want you to pick a target, anything, something. I want you to look at it. I want you to punch toward it slowly, comfortably. Look at it, feel it, play with your distance and stuff like that. Then I want you to start playing with striking toward it and not looking. Then turn around and look at it and stuff like that. You don't have to go as crazy as I am right now and stuff like that, but you certainly can if you want to. I've been doing it on and off for a long time. Of course, I can say that about pretty much anything involving this fight science and stuff, but the accuracy is a big deal for those who were, taking formal in classes, and when you're doing a lot of sparring, okay, at some points you're going to have some good accuracy. You can't do all of your training with equipment and stuff and feel this comfort to just blast people. I don't know. Actually, you can. There's no right or wrong or whatever, but we didn't use equipment at all. So, yeah, and we still struck toward the face to certain degrees and certain times, and when we did, we needed to be able to pull those punches and not really try to hit at all. So I have my little target, and I'm aiming toward that. And there's also the can or whatever if you want. And you see that swing behind me? I use that a lot. I don't do much recording of that here because my back would be to the camera in this position. This is an easy position for me as far as the camera. And it's been a bit rainy on and off, like a lot, sort of, That's what happens in Sydney and in Australia. Our winter is a lot of rain and stuff, where if this was in the northern, it would be winter, but with a lot more snow. So, but we don't get really snow, so we get the rain. So all that soil and stuff over there, like I can get away with some amount of minutes before it starts to get a little bit muddy and stuff like that. And that's okay. I mean, there's practice in that as well and stuff, but there's also a much higher chance of injury and things like that. But so there's going to be a little bit of accuracy that we're going to be working through, and we're going to revisit that in this round, in this session. You'll see in a little bit. We'll be revisiting that. I want you to play with the flow of your low and high, and I want you to mix them up well, and I want you to be conscious of how you're going to mix them up. Tell yourself, I'm doing 2 low and then 1 high. I'm doing 2 low, 2 high, 1 low, 1 high. I'm doing 1 low, 1 high, 2 low, 2 high, 3 low, 3 high, 2 low, 2 high, 1 low, low, one high. Get it? Patterns, 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 and stuff. And then, okay, try to mix them up and be unpredictable, even to yourself, and not know what you're doing and stuff. This is a great one, you see, because it requires my feel of distance, of rotation, and also, believe it or not, that footing. The footing is a big deal and stuff. There's no cheating. It's not like I'm trying to cheat. I mean, there's no fun in cheating and just saying, oh, I'm going to put my whole body in such a way that I know for a fact if I do full extension, I'll never hit it. And no, that's not what it's about. In fact, probably the exact opposite be way more beneficial. Okay, you should have the threat and danger of striking it and stuff, so long as you're not hurting yourself. Here's some more balance stuff that's really fantastic, but also this is a great one to play with your distance and stuff without you forcing you to not convince yourself that you're doing all right and stuff like that. You're like, oh, I'm sure I covered the distance. No, well, here's a great one. So you put your leg up and you hold your leg in that spot, and now you're trying to punch, and imagine your target is somewhere where your foot is and stuff, and you got to try to reach that. Right? So keeping with the theme of the first one as well, is movements. That's just the classic one. Any surface, your surface should be soft if you're new to this, or building up your skill and stuff. Wrap a bunch of towels around something, a pillow. You could do this with anything as you're just hanging around for fun, passing by the rail on your steps, anything. Go to reach out for it and then stop yourself right before you make contact. All right, exaggerating and playing with the flow. Why? Because it's great for you to feel that and to feel your body language. If you think I'm just kicking low, right? Not necessarily. Okay, it's also those little subtleties, and it might be hard for you to pick up from the angle as well as maybe from experience. Okay, but the subtleties are, my whole body may be looking like that kick is coming normal, mid to high, and then it comes out low. And vice versa, right? It may look like it's going to be low or whatever, and then it comes out high. These are things you can play with through multiple variables, like the way your body looks when you're about to release it, or like where your eyes and your head are looking and stuff like that. So these are a little bit slightly different than the roundhouse kick ones, but if you notice, you see the pivots are a little bit less, and you're maintaining the stance, and they're coming around a little bit more, so they're a little bit more like hook. There's a little bit more of a hook to them. Why is that interesting? Well, you're getting that whole hook range behind the motion, so that can really drive in, and also it creates a hell of a timing problem to your opponent. It's a lot easier, sometimes it can be a lot easier if the shot's just coming and you got barely any time to react, so whatever reaction you do is, so long as you can slip it in. But like an off-speed pitch or something, if you follow baseball or whatever, an off-speed pitch might look like it's coming fast or whatever and stuff, but it's not. It actually goes off speed, in a slower pace, and that could just, especially if somebody's trying to predict something and chooses, I think it's going to be fast, and then it doesn't. It throws off the timing, and their ability to make adjustments. So these are what a lot of the hooks and looping shots can do. They have their vulnerabilities. They're a lot easier to predict, and they take a lot longer to reach the target. right? So get your leg up on something. If you need like a surface for it to rest on, fine, like a table. Doesn't have to be that high, right? And see, practice the punching and stuff, because that is leverage. You're going to find that you're going to feel weak and your punches aren't going to feel so strong. You're getting your core, and it's also balance, and that's great for your knees and your legs and stuff as well. But be careful if you have some soreness or injuries and stuff. Do very low. Also, because that's keeping me stationary and stuck, the leg in that position. So when I do my rotations left and right and stuff, it's also going to be a little bit weaker. All right, so just need a little bit moment for my buddy to come down and take a pee. He'll probably just do it right when I'm going to work out, because he loves me so much.